So, for those of you who are not in the know, we are continuing our Hearthstone Arena run from yesterday. We are playing as the Paladin for the second time in a row, actually, and we are on 5 wins and 1 loss. This was the deck that had struggled in the early game. We have got, if you look at the mana curve, you can see there's a big pointy middle finger pointing to the sky on the 4, and we lack in the 1s and the 2s massively. So this is a deck that kind of comes into its own turn 4 and 5 onwards, so you have to kind of try and not get too far behind and then kind of try and come back in the game. But we, as you can see from the score, we actually have reasonably successfully done so. Right, here we are then. Right, we're versus a rogue called Jomper. I can't believe I just sat there for ages rabbiting away with my mic off. That is very embarrassing. Right, we've got a turn 1, a turn 2, and we've got the coin, so we could probably then coin up to the 4. I'd like a 3 if possible. I think I'm actually going to ditch the Azure here.
Yeah, at this point, that point.
Oh great, another novice engineer. Feel the control coming through there from the deck. There's no point coining out the engineer at this point. To briefly summarise what I said is that I said me and Clary do absolutely just do this for fun, but if we can make a few coins out of it here and there, we've decided that we will do so. If that means like sticking an advert on TheAdiposeTV or playing an advert here every so often, you know, we've decided we will do it and kind of embrace that side of it. But you know, we don't want it to be it would just be boring, I think, just constantly kind of talking about money and stuff on the stream. So from time to time I will bring it up, but and you'll see things popping up on the stream, but that on the screen, that is, and that'll be it. I could put out the Raging Worgen, but then the chances are he would just kill it, so what would the point be?
Yeah, then you're losing the coin for no real benefit.
So probably a bit of novice.
I fight.
As big game comes in. Sorry if I scared everyone with the no audio. She sliced my thing! How dare she! Now what we could do here is Dark Iron and kill the Youthful Brewmaster, which I do think is a better use of the mana. And we still keep quite a reasonably powerful well, it's not permanent, but we know the Argent Squire survives. We have a nice clear board. Now, rogues, of course, have lots and lots of cards that unfortunately that do damage straight from our hand, which is one of the reasons why they're so dangerous, I think. Whether it's Backstab, Eviscerate, the combo with the SI agent, the dagger.
I was reading an interesting, there she goes, history. I don't recall who had written it, but it was somebody who was there from all the seasons, including the very first beta season, going through all the decks and what was popular when and why.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because, you know, I don't know, mages were great very early on, apparently because all of their ice-based abilities and Pyroblast were lower mana back then. So everybody was, you know, obviously using them a lot. And then they retuned it, and so that fell out of favor. Something else came in, and blah, 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 blah. And he got to the point of season, you know, the official season 1, and he got to Miracle Rogue, and he said, basically, I don't have an answer for it that works. and it's been that way ever since.
Well, Miracle Rogue is definitely supposed to be one of, I think I read somewhere that someone was saying it's one of the top 2 decks between Miracle Rogue and some sort of druid.
Right, he said.
And I was kind of like,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and neither of those are classes that I play. Right. Right, we've got 5 here. This is probably quite a crucial turn here. I can Hammer of Wrath that one straight off.
Right, and that'll give you a card.
But then I can't play anything else. But I do get another card out of it. If I want to use all of the mana,
right, that'll give you
I can just whack the Dark Iron into it and get the Azure Drake out as well.
Yeah, I think certainly the Azure Drake is a better use of the mana than the Hammer of Wrath, because
I mean, she can kill us with the knife, but to do so she'll take 4 damage, and yeah, I think that was a good choice. What are we on in terms of health? 22, 26. So we've certainly... Here we go. Okay, now she's down to 18.
So he was saying, you know, he's developed decks that will combat the Miracle Rogue in terms of he'll have a winning percentage against it, but it's so slanted against the Miracle Rogue, it doesn't work against anything else particularly well. So you wind up losing more against everything else, and it doesn't get worth it. So yeah, he's 1 short. I know when I play Paladin, I often wish there was or actually the same thing with Priest on his kills. It's like, I wish I had a card that would just add 1 attack to somebody else.
Not sure how to deal with this one. I can kill it, but I'd have to slam both things into it.
Let's see.
4. I can do 4 here, 5, 6 there. Actually, I haven't got enough mana for that, so I'll skip that. Unless I ignore it and go for the face, or do I exchange off everything? That might be the sensible option, actually.
I must move quickly.
Oh, annoyingly, we haven't quite got enough mana for that. Something like that. Thank you, Snake Soza. You are all awesome too. So the idea kind of with the donation thing is, the idea is that those messages will appear up automatically when people donate, and whatever message they put will kind of appear on it. Or just a thank you message from me, perhaps. Right. Spiteful Smith. Which we don't want to annoy. Equality feels a bit like overkill, literally. We do have lots of cards. We should have some options here. Sunwalker. The problem with Sunwalker is she can bounce off. She can bounce off that and then enrage. Right. Although not if we play the Sunwalker and then whack the Infiltrator into it. Which might be one of those few occasions where it's right just to lower the health. But of course, if she's got something that reduces the damage, restores that health, then that's a problem. I don't know how to play this turn, da-doo-da. One, 2,
3, 4.
3, 4. And that's all we got on that one.
Wonder. I must move quickly.
Yeah, if you had 1 more mana, you could then use the Hammer of Wrath too, but that's... See, even then you're talking about a 3-to-1 exchange. Face? I don't know. Do you really want to enrage it?
No. No, I don't. That was the other thing I was thinking, because the other thing I was thinking is it's stealthed as well, so if by not playing with it, it does get more options. Right. The problem here is that she can bounce off this, enrage that, and then probably kill this with the weapon. Especially if she poisons the weapon, and that was what I was trying to work out here. However, what we can do, of course, is hit it with... Yeah, there we go, there's the weapon, so then that'll take out the taunt. She's got 3 mana left. Anything else coming out? Oh, and there goes the health. How annoying. We do have an equality, but...
Well, that's actually an easy fix, because you can do Hammer of Wrath for 3 points, and then...
hit it with this. Okay.
First kill.
4. So we can just charge with the Stormwind, but that won't get a kill. Plus she has got a lot of swipes left with that blade. Tricky. As she's got so many swipes left with the blade, let's give her more than 1 target.
Reporting for duty.
And look at it that way. I don't know if that's the best play there. What would you have done there?
Don't mess with Tusk.
I'm not sure there was anything better to do. I'm not... It comes to poison.
She's unfortunately picked up the somewhat more dominant position here. Ow! So she's got 10 more damage left in that blade.
I forget, is there an ooze in this deck?
No, not anymore. Okay, whatever we're going to do...
Well, you do have a taunt at least, which will slow it down a slight bit.
And we've got Defender of Argus, so we can actually taunt up something else. Taunting up the Stormwind Knight would be good, because it's got such high health.
Right.
Although one Assassin's Blade would chop through it. In fact, if we go...
For the king!
Stormwind Knight.
For honor.
And get rid of the Farseer here. Which he will survive. Then we've got 5 left. We've got a 3 and a 2. No, just a 3. Or a 4.
You can put the Defender Argus down, yeah.
My shield for Argus.
The battle.
And then we can smash that off that.
Yep, and it will survive.
And it survives. So that tries to turn the board around. So what's she likely to do? I mean, she's likely to just remove both taunts here, or possibly even use a special. You know, backstab, eviscerate would work nicely. Interesting, silencing them. Oh, another 2 attacking the weapon. Ow, God. Ow. Well, that's a problem. Well, we have a taunt, which will slow that blow down, but to slow that blow down, we would need to take out both of the minions here, which we can do, actually.
For honor.
If we slam that into that one.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Into the breach.
That into that one, they both die. Still got loads of mana left here. Well, we need that one because that means she has to hit that with her whatevers. So there's the taunts. Then that leaves us with 6. So we can either go for the 2 other. We could put the health back on the Stormwind Knight, although I'm not sure what the goal would really be. Or we could get out the Archmage, which does a bit more damage and possibly powers up any future spell damage.
What's the idea?
Probably that one. Just in case you also could play one of those, like, isn't there a card that like deals your weapon damage to everything else?
Yes, there is.
Job's done.
So we wouldn't want everything to get knocked.
Well, actually, she has enough to do that anyway. But
What do you mean?
isn't it a 7?
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's a 7 anyway, so...
But what I mean is by playing less minions. Uh-oh. And then 7 to my face. Ow. Oh, at least the weapon is gone, however. We got a problem, people! We've got a problem.
Well, you can heal yourself for 3.
Yeah, and we probably should. Oh, not with that one, though.
My eyes are open.
We should definitely attack. 7 left. 5 and 2, or 3 and 3. No, with Big Game Hunter we should save in case something else gets played, so probably the 5 and the 5.
Squire, attend me.
And then a little minion as well, why not? It all depends what she's got, whether if she can do that 9 damage. She can definitely do 1. And you know, if she's got a... Actually, what could she have that could do it? Isn't there,
Well played.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, it is
wow.
good!
It is good!
I thought she was coming up with some massive combo.
Wow! Well, that came out of nowhere. I guess she just couldn't... She couldn't kill me and couldn't remove what we had on the board.
Right.
So knew she was beat.
Huzzah, 6.
Huzzah! Oh god, it's another Paladin.
I will
Uther versus Uther.
Justice demands retribution.
We're going second. 2, 3. But you don't want a quality is the 2.
No.
I think the only one there I'm going to keep is the Tauren Warrior, and then hope we get some more stuff we can play earlier on. This is the problem. Oh, there we go. That's better. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably as good as you could possibly get with this deck for a minion start. What we don't have is any kind of spell. Oh, I'm going to say that we don't have any spells. And look. a spell. Our opponent's having a very good think about the fact that we played nothing. As am I. I'm wondering, why exactly did he play nothing? What were his options? What was he thinking? I could do the same, or I could draw a card. I think drawing a card is the more sensible option, unless we want to coin out the Scarlet Engineer. But then he's probably just going to slam that into it, and then we lose the shield for no reason. So at least this way we draw a card and we exchange. Oh, do I want to put the Abusive Sergeant out at the same time? No, because we can't get the bonus for the attack out.
It'll go away.
Using the brain here, people. Using the brain. Feely Dan thinks that Sugar Puffs are Kellogg's.
Well,
right, we have 3. Probably time with what he's got on the board. I would say Tower and Warrior is the best option, because if he attacks that with that, then it enrages it. He's probably, would be my guess, going to play Hammer of Wrath or the similar into it, because he'll want to whack it off, so to speak. I need to stop using phrases like whack it off. I used the phrase slip it in earlier while I was teaching, and it didn't go well. Okay, well, the 3 kills the 3. Okay, well, here's a reason to point out then.
Squire, attend me.
How about that then?
Ready, sir.
He's very much seems to be trying to play a control style at the moment. Uh-oh. Well, we do have an equality, but it's very early to play that.
Yep.
But if we don't...
You could.
What we could do is slam that into that and then hammer of
Yeah,
off
that's
the
what I
top.
was just about to suggest.
That would leave me 2 mana left over, though, which I can't really do anything with.
Other than pop another token, no. Well, if you want, you could play the Abusive Sergeant, and if you wanted to get 2 more points to the face, but that I'm not really sure that's going to get you anywhere in the long run.
You call that a weapon?
Get in there and fight, maggot! To battle!
How about
And
that?
even better.
We overkilled by 1 damage. But everything
survived.
Consecration here would be irritating. Oh god, wow, where's he getting all this big stuff from? Stop it! Stop it! 7, and we've just got rid of all of our other things here. Well, what we could do here is Hammer of Wrath and then use the Silver Hand Knight, and then that one's gone 2 for 1, and I think that's a good exchange for that. So there we go. So 3 damage.
And you get a card back, so...
Draw a card. Indeed, and then... FaceTime, I would guess.
You don't want to just leave them sitting there doing nothing.
Do I want to put out the Morgan? He gives me extra damage next time, but he also, if he does play a Consecration, will regret this decision. But he didn't play it the turn I thought he would play it if he had it. I've been watching Crip doing some streams, and he often kind of ow.
Oh, that's just rude.
That's just rude. He often kind of works by the logic of, well, if he had such and such a card, he would have played it on this turn, and therefore it's probably as safe to assume next turn that we don't have to work around it. And, you know, sometimes they top deck it, or sometimes they didn't play it when they could, but most of the time I think that's quite a cool logic to kind of use. Consecration at this point would actually remove all that. And
except for the Imp Master, who
I could then take out with the Abusive Sergeant.
Right.
Do we like this?
Yeah, and you have 3 more. You could play the Farseer or the Scarlet Crusader. Or the Worgen. You actually have a number of 3s in your hand.
I could even hit it with the dwarf and then heal the dwarf.
Ooh, that would be slick.
Because then we keep an extra minion on the board.
Suffer my wrath!
So I'm wondering if we do need to keep. Do we need to heal the dwarf for 3? I mean, because we got. There's more kind of interesting options.
I must move quickly.
Let's go for the Scarlet. We may regret this, but Consecration won't get that. Obviously, if he plays Hammer of Wrath on it, that would kill it. But we can't account for all possibilities. We may regret not healing that one though.
Ready,
There's 3 mana left. What else has he got for 3? I know okay, he's just playing minions. We've got 7, 9. 9 damage on the board, which is half of what he has left, which is not a bad place to be, is it?
No.
The dwarf will exchange with the Silver Hand, but will not survive. Of course, there's a way to do...
Let me think.
1 damage to everything, to that, but first, then the Scarlet Crusader could keep it and survive, but I don't think there is. Be nice to be able to get out the Boulder Fist here. Is this the one with the taunt? No, this is not. No, that's not the one with the taunt. Unless we just go for the face at this point, and then put out.
You certainly have enough health at this point to absorb everything he has on the board, right? 6,
Yeah.
7.
Move quickly.
You know, it'll bring you down to 20, but it's going to put us.
Join or die.
Well, it's not so much the health I'm worried about, so much as the
Reporting for duty.
you know, how well can he exchange back at me? Because obviously he'll need to try and remove what we've got here, so he can kill the. I mean, he'll have to take out the Dark-Iron Dwarf, but by putting down the Boulder Fist as well means he has to tackle that this turn, otherwise that's 6 damage, which hopefully would mean others survive. If he's got any spells like Consecration and stuff, then obviously that's going to cause him...
Well, he could have Blessing of Kings to buff it. No, he's already got it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll have something in there to take care of the Ogre. But then, obviously, then you're kind of hoping the other ones will survive. Interesting. He's leaving the Ogre? Well, he hasn't used any of his mana yet, so who knows what we've got here. Oh, iPurple Ninja says, just got engaged to a real human rather than a robot. Congratulations, iPurple Ninja. If I could remember the command to put a message up on the screen, I would do so. Okay, so we've got the exchanges. That's not going to help him survive the turn. We've got 9 damage on the board. What a bizarre... What a bizarre... What? Turn play?
Yeah.
Like, surely you'd concede at that point. Or so, I don't know. Well, complaining then. Boom!
Okay.
Thank you.
Very strange. I mean, you know... Because I'm sure you do the maths there and realise that that was, not gonna work. But huzzah and hurrah! 7. Well, I've got the whole making positive exchanges thing. I've really got that one, or I feel like I have. But sometimes the good players then ignore the opposition and just go wham 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 in the face. And obviously they do that when they've got lethal, but sometimes they do that before they've got lethal.
I will fight with honor.
And there, like I was saying, some of it depends. I mean, you could bring him down to 9 when you were still at 27. I mean, that's a huge gap in terms of health. You know, where you could start to afford to ignore his minions to bring him down.
Yeah. Right, we've got a mage.
Yeah, I think he needs to go back.
No, sorry, I mean we're against a mage.
Did you keep... Oh, did we get the Archmage back? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you'd already mulliganed.
I mulliganed the Big Game Hunter because we had 1-1-3-3, and I don't think we needed 2 3s, and it's probably a bit early for Big Game Hunter. Whilst we had other cards to play, so. Probably the Argent Squire because it can survive that, although he can ping it off, but it'll take him 2 pings to do so. So, although I could actually put both out.
Be aggressive.
Or if I don't, then I could do Scarlet next turn. So, let's see what he does with that. We are versus Rulu. Tabby Tennis is Mage Few. I'm not sure that this is a few. Made good in arena. Very good. Interesting. He didn't hit my face. Okay, well.
I wonder.
Coin out the Raging Worgen?
You don't have a 2-drop, so...
Although my Worgen Infiltrator would actually take out either of these, so maybe, we're not in any particular rush this turn. But then again, what else would I do with the coin?
I wonder.
Do you have a 4? You don't have a 5 either, so it's really
Well, I'm thinking it slows it down, because what you'd have to do to kill it would be to hit it with one of these minions, and then use her hit Fire Blast, but then that would probably prevent her from playing another minion this turn, which hopefully then gives me more board advantage. Look at that advanced thinking from the Adipose. Although this will just go wrong when she plays a Wolf Rider and goes, yeah, what's the problem? And then I'm left with a Argent, whatever it is, that doesn't actually have enough to attack to kill the Kobold.
At this point, the only thing I think you can do is disconnect and reconnect.
Fine. But blatantly, I've never done this and had it not go. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't know, you lost.
Boys, look who it is!
And it says...
You have quests. It says nothing.
7 and 2!
Yay!
Yay! That was a loss. Hooray! Well, that's unfair, isn't it?
It didn't even say you lost while you disconnected.
No, just said, let's just give a loss.